So for barrier entry, I think the biggest things to take into account with new construction is new construction and tax credit development. They're both have a high barrier to entry. And that, is a good thing and a bad thing. And really the barriers to entry come from a lot of different things. I mean, you look at I'm going to go through some of the things that may not be good to get into multifamily, but it also helps you if you're getting into multifamily. It helps you protect against others that are trying to get into that industry of new construction or tax credit development. So you really have, if you're doing new construction, you have to really work with communities and try to figure out exactly what they want. You have to make sure they're on board. You have to make sure the city council members are on board. You have to make sure the mayor is on board. And really anybody along that process, as far as the political side or even the planning side, has a lot to say with, how your development turns out, or, can say yay or nay on support of your project. And that can potentially kill your development. So that's a big, a big barrier to entry for new construction. But if you're able to work with communities, like our company LDG has done very well, and working those relationships and being able to get through that, the zoning process, the permitting process, the design development process, then that is going to enable you to create those like long-term relationships with cities that enable you to do not just one deal, but many deals with a community, if you do it right. So I think that's a high barrier to entry, but I think that also adds a lot of value. If you're getting into it, it means that first deal is going to be a whole heck of a lot tougher. But once you get that first deal done and you've done a good job and you've put your all into that first deal, then that makes the next 2 through 10 deals, that much easier because you have those relationships and you have that track record. The other side of it is, with new construction, there's also that unprovenness of the market. You're building something that's brand new. It has no track record. But that is a barrier to entry because it makes it harder, but it also is it's a good thing because you're building something that is brand new and it's going to add a lot more value to your investors, and it's harder to build, but that also is good because then you don't have as many competitors coming right behind you and just copy paste and doing exactly what you're doing. It makes it harder for others to get into that neighborhood or that city and do exactly what you're doing. So that helps protect your investment. So I think that's covers what on the barrier to entry.